revival of their rivalry. There's a lot of possibilities. We'll see where they go. I'm not a fan of this welcoming committee, but whatever. It gives something to do for Natalya, who I think is great, and whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is for now.
Let's move on.
Next, my pleasant surprise of the night, Sami Zayn over Baron Corbin.
Not expecting a Sami Zayn victory.
Clean.
It was great.
Yeah, he won clean over Baron Corbin.
Fans were a little dead, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, until he won. When he won, there was a pretty big pop. So, I mean, I am hoping that they can maybe insert him into some title push, whether it be for the U.S. title. Maybe he'll get involved with Kevin Owens and AJ Styles. I think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens put on great matches every time.
Of course they do.
And I think inserting him into that would be great, especially for a pay-per-view like Money in the Bank, like a three-way.
I would love to see Sami Zayn go for the world title.
Yeah, I don't think he'll go after Jinder right away. I think they are going to save that for Rusev. I don't know. That's kind of...
Who knows? I don't know what they're doing with the Jinder thing, but we'll get to that. So, yeah, Sami Zayn over Baron Corbin cleanly. What next match? Oh, by the way, you are listening to The Squared Circle right here on 90.3 WHPC. We talk all things pro wrestling. We're in the middle of our Backlash review. So what was the match after that? Was it Owens?
Kevin Owens over AJ Styles.
Match of the night.
I thought it was a great match, yeah.
Great match.
A lot of fun. I mean, and you just kind of assumed, seeing these two guys going up against each other, that they would steal the show.
You see the level of their performance, the way they just hit the ropes or do little moves like a clothesline or a poke of the eye. They just do it with, precision. It reminds me of watching like Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio. They're just on another level than anyone on that SmackDown roster. Yeah. And I like what they did.
Kevin Owens is such a great heel.
He's the best. He's the best heel in the company.
His entrance is unbelievable. I love it so much. It makes me angry that nobody else can be so good at being such a jerk as he can.
Well, people just aren't
coming
dedicated.
out with his face on the floor. A giant, just his face.
Well, people want to be the cool bad guy, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
It stems from the Attitude Era, so people are watching that, and they want to be like that. But unfortunately, only the great performers these days know how to truly be despised. A guy like Neville is doing a phenomenal job of it on Raw. He's not doing the high-flying spots. He has this demeanor of just, he's great in the ring, and yet the fans hate him, which is always a plus. So this was a great match. Only problem I have with it, my Apple TV shut off in the middle of it. Again, that's not WWE's fault. That's just... I don't know.
Apple?
Magic. I don't know what. What
my Apple TV does
it.
that every pay-per-view I watch.
Why does it happen?
I don't know. I have tried to stop watching on my Apple TV, but the problem is that everything else is in, like, my consoles and stuff are in my basement, and I don't. I prefer to entertain upstairs. When I have people over. And I never watch a pay-per-view. Just me and my fiance. We always have somebody over watching with us. So
I'm all alone usually. Maybe I'll come by.
Yeah, maybe.
I like being alone though. I'm a lone wolf. I'm Baron Corbin, man.
Well, that means that you lose to Sami Zayn. Guy with his new trunks, actually, I liked a lot too. Sami Zayn.
Oh yeah,
if you noticed, new ring gear. Yeah, I love Sami. He's probably my. I was saying yesterday, he's in my top 3 current wrestlers.
He's your doppelganger, dude.
You think so?
Yeah, man. You don't see it?
No.
Oh man,
I just love him. I think he's so cool. I love his music.
Yeah, he's great.
He's so good in ring.
He's a super underdog character.
He sells better than anybody, I think, right now, too.
Absolutely.
He can make you think that his leg is literally snapped in half and then do like a backflip the next second.
Yeah. Well, that's a great, lost art as well, is the selling of an injury. And I believe Sami Zayn, you're correct, does do it the best. So this match ended with a countout.
Yes.
So they're going to continue this feud. I think me and you both would rather this be for the world title, but it is what it is. And
well, here's the thing: is that for me anyway, because we're talking about wrestling, which is all predetermined, right? So for me, a title doesn't really actually have any real meaning. You know what I mean? There's nothing behind it other than the fact that we want you to be a champion because we like you. So for me, the point of a title is to push people and, make them bigger stars, or to, it's not supposed to be on the best guy or the top guy, if that makes sense. I disagree. I think it's a tool to propel people to the next level. That's why I'm actually very happy that Jinder won, because I think this can be used as a tool for him to be pushed into the next level of being a superstar on SmackDown.
See, I'm going to disagree with you on that one. I think the world champion for the most part, should be the person, who gets the best reaction, whether it be boos or cheers, and has the ability to put on the best match possible. And I think if you wanted to start off Jinder Mahal's push, imagine him winning the United States Championship. This arrogant Indian guy coming into America and winning the United States Championship. If he can handle that, then you get the push to the world title, because that's how it used to be. Then you got your opportunity with the Intercontinental title. If you could handle that, if you were a Bret Hart or a Randy Savage who, shined with that title, they were like, all right, this guy's great. We're going to make him the world champion. So I would rather see guys, work up, and I believe – because Owens has been putting on amazing performances for the past year and a half since he's been there.
As he was also, you got to keep in mind, he was the top champ in the company for a while.
But AJ Styles, to me, is the best guy on SmackDown. Yeah. So to me, he should be the world champion or going for it against Owens. That's what I would do. But whatever.
Again,
it's something new.
I think that there's definitely something to be said about both opinions on it. I just think, again, AJ Styles doesn't gain anything from being the world champion. There's no more for him to gain in terms of fans liking him or knowing him or exposure, because people know who he is. People don't know Jinder Mahal, so having him be the champion is an opportunity to build his character and to build him into something that they can use down the line. Like Roman Reigns does not ever need to be a champion literally ever again, unless he's going to hold it briefly and just put somebody else over. That's how I genuinely feel about titles. There should be for people that are still growing, are still learning. They should be to get people to be brought into that upper echelon of this is a star. This is a star. And you could be a title holder multiple times.
I agree with that with the lower titles. But to me, the world champion is the best. It's the Ric Flair. It's the Hulk Hogan. It's the Steve Austin. You didn't have Val Venus winning the world title just to get exposure, pun intended, because he would, But to me, it's the world champion is the face. And I understand why they're putting it on Jinder Mahal, though, because, the whole deal they just made with India. They got 1.3 billion people there, and it is getting people talking. But so let's move on. We'll get to that match eventually. There was one more match before that, right?
Luke Harper versus Eric Rowan. Both good workers. Luke Harper wins it.
Harper's a great worker.
Yeah, he's really, really underrated. I got to be honest, I didn't know how good of a worker he was when he was in the Wyatt family, and now that he's doing some singles work, he's really coming into his own. I just think the only problem for him is going to be to find an actual character that people
what is he?
care about.
Is he a good guy?
I think so. Well, I think in more than that is that his character has always been a crazy guy that doesn't talk, and he was just kind of the muscle of the Wyatts. Yeah. Now that he's by himself, he's going to be able to have to find a character for himself.
He's got a few things going for him. He's got the in-ring ability. He certainly has the look of a madman.
But as a face, though, that's the weird thing.
That's the problem. It's a problem. You could make him a destructive heel. You can have him go up against AJ Styles. I mean, that's money right there. Sami Zayn versus Luke Harper, another good heel face matchup. So hopefully, they by the year's end, I'm sure they'll change him heel, and I would like to see him, in a bigger picture match than just a filler match.
Yeah.
But the filler match was then, and now we had the world title match, and that is between Randy Orton, the champion, taking on Jinder Mahal. Who would have thought that 5 months ago?
Yeah, Sami Zayn put it perfectly on Talking Smack. If you would have told me 6 weeks ago that Jinder Mahal is going to be the WWE champion, I would have laughed at you. He said that on Talking Smack.
Oh, he did? I didn't watch it.
Yeah, he did.
So, this was an all-right match. I'm glad the fans were into it, though.
Yeah.
I was expecting, a lot of CM Punk chants or boring, but they were into it. They were into Jinder Mahal, which is not the reaction you want. I think that is a testament to Randy Orton, though. They just don't like him.
I also just think that's kind of the way wrestling is now, is that heels don't get booed anymore.
That's why I hate it. That's why I hate the fans. You're supposed to just play along, man. You're the third character. You're the third wrestler.
People think they're smarter than the product.
I hate that, man. Just, go along with it, and you can make it a better product. You're part of it. This was an all-right match. Nothing really insane except Jinder Mahal. One of the Singh brothers getting dropped on his head by Randy Orton carelessly.
Almost killing a man.
That was just, Orton was careless, reckless there. But it was funny, his reaction after.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, my God. He gave the smile. He was like, what did I just do? I almost
he felt
killed.
bad, yeah.
But I mean, that's just Randy Orton for you. Classic Orton, just not caring for people's safety. Decent match, but, the big surprise and the story of the month, at least, is definitely Jinder Mahal is the world champion.
At the very least, everyone's going to tune in tomorrow night and find out what he does as champion.
Yeah,
I
I'm
guess.
sure this will be a great coronation. I expect, some insane Indian stuff, if you will. They're going to have, like dancers, and, it's going to be a
Great
fun...
Khali's coming back.
It's going to be a real fun coronation. And I don't know how it's going to end, but I'm assuming Randy Orton will disturb the coronation because no coronation goes well. And I'm guessing this will lead to another matchup between these two. Hopefully they get it over with on SmackDown, though.
Yeah, I think that they're going to try to push somebody else.
I hope so.
At Money in the Bank. That's the next SmackDown pay-per-view. Rusev is the guy that everyone was kind of saying, they're kind of setting it up for him. These little vignettes they're playing and, videos, they're showing him saying, if they don't give me a title match, I'm not showing up. So I don't know if they're going to put him in a match or if they're going to say, you have to earn it, get in the Money in the Bank, and then have
maybe
him
he'll
win
be in the Money in the Bank.
Maybe he'll win Money in the Bank, and then maybe you could have their rematch between Jinder and Randy at Money in the Bank. Like you said, though, I would prefer it if they had their rematch on Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. Jinder wins it again, puts that to bed, and then you do a fatal 4-way to figure out who's going to be the number one contender between.
And then Sami Zayn, baby.
Oh, that would be awesome.
But he would just drop out. I expect Jinder to hold this. Who's the guy that's going to take it?
I think it'll be quick. I think it'll be a quick.
Who do they give it to, though?
That's the
Preferably
thing.
AJ Styles, man. But he's
I
in the
think they're
going
to continue this feud with Kevin Owens.
I do too. So who do we give it to?
The guys that you'll see in a match will be Baron Corbin. You'll see
Sammy could be involved in a match.
Sammy would get
Jinder.
involved, probably Shinsuke and Ziggler. Probably.
Oh, Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Do you think they push it this quickly? They did it with Balor right away. They gave him the belt.
They gave him literally his first pay-per-view ever. So I mean,
let's
they
get
could do
Shinsuke versus Jinder Mahal.
Well, I'm saying a fatal 4-way to decide. Who's
Who's
going to be the number one contender, and then they could build that.
Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting week for sure. This week's Monday Night Raw should be interesting. The only planned thing is Matt Hardy versus Sheamus. Again, this is just the lack of depth of their tag team. So it's going to be, Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus or Jeff versus Cesaro. One of those matchups every single week.
I know that they both want the Hardys. The Hardys do want to go back and do single stuff again. But if you broke them up, what would the tag team division be?
The only way you break them up is if they become broken.
Yeah.
And, if you break them up, again, we just said the tag team division is so lacking. So I don't know. We'll see, though. We got a interesting month ahead of us. Another pay-per-view in just 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, man.
Really?
It's so quick.
Huh. And then, wow. And then I guess Money in the Bank's 2 or 3 weeks after that.
And then we got Great Balls of Fire, or is that the next one? No, Extreme Rules is
Extreme Rules.
Then Money in the Bank, and then Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. That's the dumbest name ever.
And then we get to see at the Fatal 5-Way at Extreme Rules, which has Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and who am I missing?
Who cares?
Somebody else.
And who do you predict winning that? Finn?
I would love to see Finn go up against Brock. I just hope that he doesn't get his skull caved in. But
yes.
I mean,
that's the trouble going up against Brock.
So stay tuned. Thank you guys for listening. 4:30 news wrap up is next, right? News. There is news today.
Yeah, baby.
Bye, guys.
Peace.